The miracle diet doctors won't tell you about and why. Welcome to my today's video. In this video we will discuss about the subject of the miracle diet doctors will never tell you and why. But before we dive into that, make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to get notified whenever I upload a new video. And if you enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Let's proceed. The foods that stimulate our immune system are delicious. Many of them are part of traditional culinary cultures from the Mediterranean and Asia. So you no longer need to dread your food for your health. We do not have to consider eliminating all of our favorite foods. We can actually begin with the nutritious foods we enjoy that are also good for us. A century ago, people could not pronounce antibiotics and had no concept of what they were. And so it takes time to actually incorporate essential concepts into our lexicon. But the process by which our body grows blood vessels, known as androgenesis, is a crucial one. It is a concept because the average adult contains 60,000 miles of blood vessels, which constitute the highways and byways of our circulation. 60,000 miles. If we were to remove all the blood vessels from our bodies and line them up end to end, the resulting line would circumnavigate the globe twice. Huge capacity to transport the oxygen we breathe and the nutrients we consume to help nourish our cells. They are literally the lifelines of our bodies. Now, our body is born with the ability to develop blood vessels. Blood vessels were among the first organs to form when your parents' sperm and egg met and began to create a tiny embryo in the womb. Why? Because before any organs can survive, blood vessels must be in place and ready to ensure that these lifelines are present. The majority of our blood vessels are already present when we are born, and they expand as we grow older and larger. Consequently, we end up with the entire organism. I don't know if you've ever seen Body World, but it's an exhibit. It resembles a museum exhibit. The focus is on the human organism. There are incredible casts where everything, except the blood vessels, has been dissolved away, revealing the entire human form. Similar to the Invisible Man, except the blood vessels make them visible. That is an example of angiogenesis. This is how the blood vessels came to be there. Here's the issue, though. Why? Angiogenesis is a health defense mechanism. If you lack sufficient blood vessels, your cells, organs, and tissues will perish. How is this known? If you have a disease such as diabetes, angiogenesis is hindered, since you cannot develop blood vessels very well. If you suffer a leg wound, it will not heal very well. It is known as a diabetic ulcer with minimal amputation. It's a serious problem. If you are older, have high cholesterol and diabetes, and suffer a heart attack, it will be difficult for your heart to develop new blood vessels to repair itself. Therefore, individuals die because there are insufficient blood vessels to supply tissues that are in danger. The same as a stroke. As a result, we are aware that angiogenesis is essential, and our body defends itself by growing just the right quantity. What is the proper quantity? Well, it's neither too few nor too many. It's the perfect quantity. It is known as the Goldilocks zone. Remember Goldilocks, the bears are neither too hard nor too soft, neither too hot nor too cold, but just perfect. Therefore, the body understands how to defend itself, using the majority of systems that have been hardwired into us. Thus, there are just enough blood vessels, followed by a zone where more can develop, but not too many. If you have too many blood vessels, you will also encounter difficulties. Too many blood vessels may develop in the eye, for instance. These blood vessels are leaking and blood is escaping. This results in blindness. Extra blood vessels cause diabetic blindness, growing excessively pathological angiogenesis in the rear of the eye. One can become impaired, identical to when older individuals remark, "I'm losing my vision." Typically, it is macular degeneration. This is where blood vessels are growing and leaking in the rear of the eye, causing all sorts of problems. Therefore, excessive angiogenesis is also a problem. Therefore, how does the body ordinarily prevent excessive angiogenesis? It is equipped with all these systems to mow the lawn. Consider a landscaper who is attempting to construct, say, the ideal lawn in the front yard. Therefore, if the grass grows too tall, You must contact a landscaper to cut it back to the appropriate level. Regarding our blood supply, this is a skill possessed by the body. Consider this aquarium containing fish that you wish to maintain. These creatures are yours. In addition, there is excessive algae growth, which entirely overgrows a tank. And that algae will destroy the fish, correct? If you allow enough algae to proliferate in that tank, you will kill the fish. So, what can be done to truly clean this tank? You wish to remove the algae without killing the fish. That is probably the closest analogy for this microenvironment situation. In any organ of the human body, where you want to eliminate the cancer cells but avoid killing the healthy cells. As I previously stated, malignancies are extraordinarily sensitive to blood vessels. And severing cancer's blood supply is similar to decreasing the aquarium's air bubble system. So you only have enough for the fish, but not enough for algae growth. And the organism knows how to distinguish between the two. Therefore, blood vessels that nourish normal cells are extremely well constructed. Consider a home that the architect made exceptionally sturdy. It has strong pilings and solid infrastructure. The structure is extremely sturdy, and the windows are extremely firmly nailed. And when a malignancy grows blood vessels to itself, it does so poorly. Consequently, this is akin to a shoddy contractor who shaved every corner. Consequently, the blood vessel system supplying the cancer is essentially a shack. When the tempest arrives, you can rest assured that the vessels that are feeding the cancer will shatter. But the ones that are nourishing the healthy cells, the ones that are well constructed, will remain. They will withstand the tempest. And that is essentially what anti-angiogenic medicines allow us to do. Now, nutrients can perform the same function. There are numerous components in sustenance. These bioactives were incorporated into plants by nature. Nature's pharmacy with AF can help mow the lawn and tame those blood vessels so that if they're growing towards cancer, you can prune them back, trim them back to normal. And it prevents the cancers from growing new ones, which is crucial for cancer prevention. It can be crucial to have enough of this environment to prevent blood vessels from overgrowing. Green tea, which is well known for its antioxidant properties, can reduce blood sugar levels, cholesterol levels, and tension levels. Your catecholamine is actually loaded with catechins EGCG, the primary anti-angiogenic polyphenol. The effectiveness of the green tea polyphenols in obstructing the cancer-feeding blood vessels was startling. Therefore, Mother Nature is extraordinarily wonderful. Among polyphenols and tea, EGCG is one. Resveratrol and red wine are also incredibly potent anti-angiogenic compounds. Additionally, genistein, phytoestrogen, and soy can cut off the blood supply to breast cancer. Thus, the widespread urban legend that soy is unhealthy is entirely false. I recently saw an article on the cover of a magazine claiming that soy contains anti-nutrients or something similar. And it blew my mind that someone could actually say that. Because the majority of the nutrients, including the proteins, but also the phytoestrogens in soy, appear nothing like human estrogens. Again, if you're a scientist, you can see for yourself. They pose no threat. In fact, they inhibit human estrogens. In addition, they are anti-angiogenic and sever the blood supply to breast malignancies. This has also been demonstrated in human breast cancer patients. Tomatoes contain the antioxidant lycopene. So many of the same plant-based foods that we know to be nutritious and healthful. We are now rediscovering that a number of their bioactives are also potent cancer blood vessel severing systems that deplete a tumor. I was always think about the cause of illness. What were they doing? What transpired within their systems to cause illness? In fact, the majority of patients always inquire. So, what happened? How did I acquire this? How did I acquire this illness? I was instructed to think in this manner for decades. But the truth is, I was interested in determining what the underlying cause of illness is. I discovered that there was a significantly more intriguing query. And the more intriguing issue is, why do we not become ill more frequently? You believe that children are typically in good health. And frankly, when you're in your prime, you're generally in good health. Occasionally, you may contract the flu or the common cold. It is only as one ages that one begins to become ill. And the more intriguing issue is, why don't children develop cancer more frequently? Why aren't more robust adults diagnosed with heart disease? Why do they not develop diabetes more frequently? I suppose some individuals do so at an earlier age. Consequently, by rephrasing the query, why did I become ill? Why don't I get ill more frequently? This led me directly to the question, what is the body doing to prevent illness? What is health in and of itself? This is how I would respond to the query, what is health? In other words, if you're not ill, you're healthy. I believe that is how the majority of individuals respond. Apparently, health is more than the absence of disease. Our health is the result of our body operating at full capacity to keep us healthy and ward off disease. And what maintains us healthy, prevents illness, and is operating at full capacity are health defense systems. Our elementary school instructors taught us the same thing when we were young. There are starfish and salamanders, renew oneself. But they do not. Not correct. Humans regenerate. Therefore, we can now attempt to accelerate this regeneration. Among our defense mechanisms, this is one. And while biotechnology researchers are attempting to find ways to make us regenerate, foods can also cause us to regenerate, which is pretty amazing. Foods such as dark chocolate, cacao, and polyphenols can in fact stimulate regeneration. There are a variety of other biotech items that can accomplish this. However, nature has provided us with regenerative substances, such as ursolic acid. In addition, fruit peel can induce stem cells from our bone marrows to stimulate regeneration. Imagine a future in which we understand how to match the substance in a naturally occurring food with something we require, such as brain regeneration for dementia. That would significantly alter the game. The future of comprehending our body's hardwired self-defenses for regeneration lies in this direction. Our microbiome consists of approximately 39 trillion microorganisms. The majority are colons. And it is known that when our intestinal bacteria are healthy, they regulate our hormones. It regulates the body's lipid metabolism. It regulates how the body utilizes blood glucose. When we muck up our gut flora, everything goes awry. Literally, if we do not take care of the ecosystem inside of our bodies, the remainder of our bodies will be destroyed. Moreover, it is shocking to realize how vulnerable the system is. For instance, overnight, artificial sweeteners, such as those found in diet beverages, begin to destroy your gut. The healthy gut bacteria in the microbiome begin to transform. They dislike this artificial sweetener because we cannot assimilate its calories, correct? These are the sugar substitutes without calories. Thus, the flavor is present in both the front and the rear. Therefore, we do not receive the caloric. However, wonder what? Our bacteria also consume these substances, which they dislike. We are contaminating the field. When these bacteria do not thrive and begin to die, our metabolism is affected. Even our hormones in the brain are affected. Our digestive defense system, which is linked to our immune system, must therefore be kept in pristine condition. Our DNA is another form of defense. People are unaware of the fact that we make 10,000 DNA errors every single day. This results in mutations, which can lead to cancer. Consequently, our DNA system protects us by repairing itself. And, of course, our immune system acts as the ultimate shield to protect us from outside threats, such as COVID, influenza, and other pathogens. Nevertheless, our immune system also protects us from internal threats. And these are the diseases that we began discussing. Our immune system conducts surveillance to eliminate pathogens within our skin as well. That is all information for today's video. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for viewing. The more you watch our video, the more attractive and healthy you will become. Bye bye and have nice weeks.